What if everything you believe about death is wrong? This provocative question serves as a hook, plunging us into the depths of a topic often shrouded in misunderstanding and misinterpretation, the intricate dance between life and death. In a world that craves order, we frequently seek comfort in our preconceived notions about these concepts, believing that they adhere to a predictable script. Yet, as we navigate through life, we may realize that this desire for certainty only creates a false sense of security, one that can crumble at the first confrontation with mortality. Consider the last time you witnessed a sunset, the gradual fading of light, the silhouettes of trees cast against the deepening twilight. It feels structured, doesn't it? A cycle of beauty and predictability. But what happens when the sun fails to rise the next day? What if the darkness lingers longer than expected? In these moments, the myth of order shatters, and we are left grappling with the chaos of existence, questioning our assumptions about what should come next. Death, like the unpredictable weather, does not follow a clear pattern. Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, a pioneering figure in the field of grief and loss, challenges us to abandon these tidy narratives. Through her work, she introduced the world to the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Yet, what we often gloss over is that these stages do not occur in a neat sequence. Rather, they swirl around us like a chaotic tempest, illustrating that grief is deeply personal and wholly unique to each individual. Have you ever felt trapped in your own iteration of these stages, moving back and forth, feeling as if you were in quicksand? The truth is, the journey through grief and understanding death is as unpredictable as a winding road through an intricate forest. It cannot be reduced to a simple map. Kübler-Ross taught us that recognizing this complexity is a crucial first step towards genuine healing. The discomfort we often feel when faced with these truths is an invitation to examine our beliefs. Are we truly prepared to confront the reality of mortality, not just as a concept, but as a lived experience? As you reflect on this, consider the stories that plague your mind, the losses you've faced, the loved ones you've mourned. How have these experiences refuted the myths you've held on to? What if embracing the chaos of grief allowed for deeper healing than seeking to impose a rigid structure upon it? It's a daunting thought, but perhaps facing the unpredictability of loss is where true understanding begins. The unsettling nature of these questions may prompt you to explore your feelings that arise in the face of death, loss, and grief. Rather than seeking solace in denial, could embracing anger reveal new paths toward acceptance? What if, instead of holding fast to familiar beliefs, we loosen our grip and let curiosity guide us? What hidden truths might emerge if we allow ourselves to feel deeply without judgment or restraint? As we embark on this exploration, you'll discover that there is a freedom in acknowledging the uncertainties of life and death. The next steps take courage, but this authenticity can lead to profound transformations in how we view existence itself. If you find the unraveling of your beliefs intriguing and feel a sense of yearning for deeper understanding, now is the time to take action. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to explore the complexities of life and death further with us. What awaits you in this journey? Perhaps the answers will reshape the very foundation of how you approach your mortality and that of your loved ones. Dive in and let the exploration begin. Life and death are often viewed through the lens of denial and anger, 2 powerful emotions that shape our relationship with grief. The challenge we face as individuals is learning to confront these feelings rather than running away from them. Denial serves as a protective shield, a bubble that momentarily keeps us safe from the rawness of reality. It whispers promises of "not yet" or "maybe it's not true," allowing us to temporarily distance ourselves from painful truths. But consider this. When we remain entrenched in denial, Do we truly honor the loved ones we have lost, or are we merely postponing our grief? Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff overlooking a vast ocean, the waves crashing against the rocks below. You feel fear creeping in, urging you to take a step back. This sensation is much like denial. It's instinctive and rooted in self-preservation. But what if that leap off the cliff is actually a plunge into the depths of your emotions? What if facing that fear allows you to embrace the vastness of your human experience, rather than feeling confined by a false sense of safety? Dr. Kübler-Ross vividly illustrates this battle of emotions through her stages of grief. Denial may come first, but it often morphs into anger as we confront the reality of loss. Why should this happen to us? Why has a cherished life been taken too soon? Anger, though uncomfortable, becomes an essential part of our emotional landscape. It can serve as a catalyst for change, an opportunity to voice our pain and question the unfairness of life. As you ponder this, are there moments in your life where anger surfaced after a heartbreaking loss? Did it reflect raw vulnerability, or was it a mask for deeper hurt? For many, the anger is a sign of being alive, living in a world that can feel so unbearably unjust. It's okay to feel it, to express it. Here lies a paradox. When we allow ourselves to feel this anger fully, we also pave the way towards acceptance. Isn't it perplexing to consider that embracing anger can lead us closer to healing? The experiences of others often echo our own struggles with denial and anger. Think about stories of those you've encountered, friends, family, or even public figures who face devastating losses. You may recall someone who lashed out in anger, perhaps surprising you with their reaction. Did it make you uncomfortable? Or did it reveal their humanity, exposing how grief can transform us in unsettling ways? Consider a common scenario. A friend loses a parent and finds themselves unable to function at work. They joke around to mask their pain, but later explode in tears over a trivial inconvenience. Through this lens, we can see how denial stifles authentic living and how anger, when channeled appropriately, can manifest as a powerful motivation for change and healing. But how do we transition from these intense emotions to something more nurturing? As we embrace the waves of denial and anger, it's vital to remember that they are part of our journey. Accepting these emotions means allowing ourselves to truly feel them and express our sorrow. Acknowledging the reality of our grief is the first step toward authentic living. It opens the door to personal growth and deeper connections with those around us. Now, I encourage you to take a moment and reflect. Have you experienced a time when you felt trapped in denial or overwhelmed by anger? How did these feelings shape your understanding of loss? Your journey is uniquely yours, and in sharing these emotions openly, you might find a community that resonates with your story. If you've ever felt denial or anger while confronting loss, I invite you to share your experience in the comments below. What insights have these emotions brought to you? The act of sharing can be transformative, allowing you to release the grip of isolation that often accompanies grief. As we delve deeper into this exploration, let's harness the energy of our emotions, denial and anger, to pave the way for acceptance and resilience. Together, we can move through these stages, transcending the confines of conventional understanding and embracing the complexity of our shared human experience. The journey awaits, and every step brings us closer to understanding the profound interconnectedness of life and death. As we delve deeper into the intricate landscape of grief, we encounter two more complex emotions, negotiation and depression. These stages hoist us into a tumultuous battle for control over feelings that often feel overwhelmingly chaotic. Much like trying to hold on to sand as it slips through your fingers, attempting to negotiate with loss can leave us feeling powerless. We begin to grapple with the profound question, what price do we pay to accept life and death? Let's imagine a tightrope walker balancing precariously between two towering cliffs. This metaphor illustrates the emotional struggle in navigating our responses to grief. Just as the tightrope walker steadies themselves, we too wrestle with thoughts of if only or what if. In these moments, negotiation transforms into a desperate plea for understanding, a frantic search for a way to regain control over our shattered reality. Dr. Kübler-Ross described this negotiation as an effort to seek a bargain with fate, realigning our expectations with our new circumstances. Have you ever found yourself saying, "I'd do anything just to have one more day with them"? This yearning encapsulates our intense desire to rewind time, to reverse the experience of loss. Though this impulse is natural, it illustrates a fundamental misunderstanding of the acceptance process. It can become a trap, one that ensnares us in a cycle of what could have been rather than allowing us to confront what is. During her groundbreaking work, Kübler-Ross observed that many individuals would seek to defy death through bargaining, whether with a higher power, fate, or even themselves. They might convince themselves that if they change their behavior, they can alter the outcome. Picture a young parent trying to manage their grief following the loss of a child, vowing to live a better life, treading carefully through guilt and fear of fate's capriciousness. This is negotiation. It's an emotional strategy that stems from an instinctual need to feel powerful amid chaos. Yet, we must ask ourselves, where does this drive for control lead us? In the throes of grief, we turn inward and grapple with depression, a sensation that can feel like a heavy fog clouding our vision. While acknowledging the existence of depression is essential, we must also recognize its transformative potential. Instead of viewing it solely as an affliction, what if we saw it as a profound encounter with our own vulnerability? This phase can emerge as a quiet acceptance of the reality that life, in its beautiful unpredictability, has turned upside down. Think about it for a moment. When we experience loss, feeling depressed can sometimes serve as an entry point into deeper healing. Like a layered onion, as we peel away the protective layers, we may uncover emotions that we didn't even know existed. The journey into depressive feelings can actually reveal aspects of ourselves that we had long ignored or suppressed. So while it feels heavy and burdensome, embracing it might lead to clarity, self-discovery, and ultimately resilience. In this exploration, how do you perceive your own experiences with negotiation and depression? Can you identify moments when you tried to bargain with your circumstances? What did that feel like? How did depression manifest in your life? And did it unveil any hidden fears or strengths? Reflecting on these questions can open pathways to insight that enrich our understanding of our own emotions. Perhaps you've encountered someone who navigated these turbulent waters with grace, like a friend who, though grappling with overwhelming grief, found solace in creative expression or community support. They learned to speak their truth, recognizing that negotiation with feelings was less about seeking control and more about honoring the present moment. They showed us that depression, while isolating, could lead to powerful connections with others who resonate with their journey. As we unravel the complexities of grief, let us recognize that negotiating with loss and facing depression need not be seen as weaknesses, but rather as brave steps on our path toward acceptance. They are critical components of our shared human experience, granting us the opportunity to grow, to feel more deeply, and ultimately to understand ourselves better. I invite you to reflect on your own journey. What is your secret negotiation strategy when dealing with loss? How has depression shaped your view of life? Share your thoughts in the comments, as navigating these emotions together can illuminate our paths toward healing. This journey is multifaceted, and each of us holds a unique piece of the puzzle. By embracing negotiation and depression as parts of our emotional spectrum, we inch closer to understanding the profound interplay between life and death, a dance marked by resilience, compassion, and ultimately acceptance. As we journey through the intricate emotional landscape of grief, we now arrive at a pivotal stage, acceptance. It's a word that often evokes a sense of peace and resolution, yet the path towards acceptance is rarely linear or simple. Just as a river winds its way through diverse terrains, sometimes smooth, sometimes rocky, acceptance mirrors this traversal through a field of emotions where clarity and chaos are constant companions. Kübler-Ross emphasized that acceptance doesn't mean we forget or stop feeling. Rather, it's an acknowledgement of the reality of loss and a willingness to integrate that reality into our lives. Picture a beautiful yet intricate tapestry, each thread representing a memory, a heartache, or a lesson learned through grief. In time, you begin to see how even the frayed edges contribute to the entirety of the piece. Acceptance is about allowing these threads to coexist harmoniously rather than treating them as separate or conflicting parts of your experience. But what if we flipped this perspective? What if acceptance didn't mean letting go of our loved ones, but instead meant carrying their essence within us as we continue our journey? Have you ever experienced a moment when a cherished memory resurfaced, evoking both joy and sorrow? It's a powerful reminder that acceptance does not erase our connection. It transforms it, creating new layers of meaning and understanding. A flower blooming from the cracks of concrete, a visually striking metaphor for acceptance. Beauty can emerge from harsh conditions. Grief, however painful, can foster resilience, shaping us into more compassionate and empathetic beings. Instead of viewing acceptance as the end of our grief, can we see it as a route to new beginnings? Let's take a moment to think about the various ways acceptance can manifest in your life. Following a life-altering loss, you may have discovered a new appreciation for relationships or developed interests that had lain dormant. It reveals itself in the way you honor the memory of your loved one by changing your perspective, finding purpose in their legacy, or helping others in similar situations. This can be a poignant reminder that grief can, in fact, lead to profound personal transformation. Embracing acceptance may also unveil deeper layers of connection with others. When you learn to accept your own grief, it opens the door to understanding and supporting those who are also navigating their paths through sorrow. Have you ever shared your feelings with someone who needed to hear your truth? That moment can cultivate a powerful bond, showing that even in their tumultuous moments, acceptance creates a sense of community. As you reflect on acceptance in your life, I encourage you to ask yourself, what aspects of your journey facilitate acceptance? Is it through connection with others, through creative expression such as writing or art, or perhaps through stillness in solitude that allows you to confront your feelings head-on? What tools have you found valuable in your pursuit of acceptance? Sharing these reflections can serve as a foundation for collective healing, as the struggles and triumphs of one can undoubtedly ignite hope in another. In the spirit of community and shared experience, let's also acknowledge that acceptance is not always comfortable. There may be days when you feel you've embraced acceptance only to be thrust back into feelings of grief or anger. It's important to remember that this ebb and flow is entirely human, as natural as the changing seasons. Just like winter eventually yields to spring, so too will your journey progress in its own time. Each wave of emotion can help you grow in understanding, allowing acceptance to deepen as life unfolds. As we continue to explore the process of acceptance, I invite you to connect with others who may be experiencing similar journeys. Comment below about your own experiences. How has acceptance shown up in your life? What lessons have you learned throughout this process? By sharing our stories, we open the space for healing not only for ourselves, but for those within our community. Embracing acceptance may require us to embrace discomfort, to acknowledge the complexities of our human experience in a world that often pushes us towards closure too soon. It's a dance, one that we practice intricately and mindfully. Let's engage with this beautiful and transformative stage of grief, allowing it to illuminate a brighter path into our future, filled with resilience, hope, and the enduring spirit of love. As we embark on the final stage of our exploration, the journey from grief to renewal, it's essential to acknowledge that this part of the process is often both exhilarating and daunting.
Renewal signifies the transformation that occurs when we rise from the ashes of our losses, finding ways to integrate our grief into a wiser and more profound understanding of life. Much like a phoenix taking flight, renewal can serve as a powerful testament to resilience, demonstrating our capacity to emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at its towering peak. The climb may feel overwhelming with the weight of grief and loss lingering in your heart. However, the summit represents the potential for renewal, a place where you can reflect on the journey you've undertaken and celebrate the lessons learned along the way. It's a moment of recognition that the heart can heal, and through its cracks, light can shine through, revealing your inner strength. Kübler-Ross suggested that renewal stems from acceptance, a reconnection with life that allows us to appreciate its beauty even in the midst of sorrow. As we navigate the tumultuous waters of grief, renewal invites us to create new meanings and forge deeper connections with those still in our lives. Have you ever talked with someone who shared their experience of finding joy again after a significant loss? Their journey may have seemed like an uncertain path filled with hurdles, yet they emerged transformed, often sharing insights that inspire others. Take a moment and consider your own experiences. Have you ever felt the spark of hope reignite within you following a time of mourning? Perhaps it was a long-forgotten passion that you rediscovered, or a new project that inspired you to take the leap forward. Renewal often doesn't mean forgetting what you've lost. Rather, it transforms the way you engage with the world and the way you hold your memories. Much like an artist reimagining a canvas, envision renewal as an act of creation, where each brushstroke represents a choice you make in your healing journey. This might mean honoring the loved ones you've lost by engaging in meaningful activities, whether it's volunteering, creating art, or finding ways to support others in grief. How do you see your own experiences reflecting the essence of renewal? Renewal can also extend beyond individual paths. It can ripple outward, creating a sense of community support. Think about how an act of kindness, a simple gesture of goodwill, or an uplifting conversation can transform your mood and inspire others. Have you found comfort in group settings, whether through therapy, support groups, or community events? These places foster connection and can become powerful catalysts for your own renewal journey. As we embrace the idea of renewal, let's take a moment to examine our relationships. The bonds you carry with those who remain, friends, family, or even newfound companions, can evolve into sources of strength and understanding. How do these relationships shift as you navigate loss and renewal? Have you experienced the unexpected depth of connection that emerges from sharing your journey with others? In reflecting on your own journey of renewal, I ask you to consider, what does it mean to you to be renewed? Is it reclaiming joy, finding new purpose, or creating a narrative that honors the complexity of your grief? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. By articulating our journeys, we foster an environment of empathy and understanding, where our shared experiences in renewal can provide hope for others. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us recognize that the process of grief and renewal is not a neat, linear path. It is messy, and it requires fortitude, vulnerability, and an openness to growth.
Whether it's in the form of reconnections, creativity, or new understandings of our own lives, the potential for renewal is always present. The light of renewal shines brightly, guiding us through the shadow of grief into a future where we can embrace the intricate dance of life and loss. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. As we learn to navigate the complexities of grief together, we support one another in finding renewal, creating shared wisdom, and ultimately celebrating the resilience of the human spirit. Let this be a new chapter, not defined solely by loss, but one marked by an enriched understanding of ourselves and each other. The path ahead may still hold challenges, but with every step, you have the power to rise and embrace the beauty of the life that awaits. So let us take these steps together, hand in hand, illuminating each other's way as we celebrate both the fragility and strength that life offers. As we begin to wrap up our exploration of grief and renewal, it's vital to weave together our discussions, recognizing how each stage contributes to our overall understanding of loss and healing. Much like a quilt, each patch symbolizes an experience or lesson learned along the way, creating a rich tapestry that reflects our lives. One of the profound truths we've encountered is that grief connects us. Sharing our sorrow with others can lighten our burdens, inviting them into that sacred space of vulnerability. Have you ever felt the weight of your grief lessen when you confided in someone? These moments remind us of our interconnectedness and the shared nature of our human experiences. The stories of others can inspire us, reigniting hope and providing fresh perspectives during our darkest times. Reflect on the strength found in community. Whether through family, friends, or support groups, these relationships can become vital sources of understanding and healing. Have you had experiences where kindness from others helped you feel a sense of relief on your difficult days? It's essential to nurture these connections as they provide a foundation for renewal. Kübler-Ross emphasized sharing as a catalyst for growth and healing. When we speak our truths, we not only honor our experiences, but also empower others to do the same. Have you ever shared your grief story only to find that it resonated deeply with someone else? This exchange fosters a community of empathy and understanding, highlighting the remarkable strength that exists in our vulnerability. Let's also consider the role of mindfulness in our healing journey. Practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, journaling, or creative expression, allows us to engage fully with our emotions. Picture our feelings as a garden. Some blooms flourish, while others may wilt away. When we practice mindfulness, we can tend to our emotional landscape, nurturing what brings us joy and gently addressing what causes us pain. What emotions do you feel need more attention in your garden? The quest for resilience is crucial as we move forward. Self-compassion becomes a vital tool during difficult times. Treating ourselves with kindness and understanding can open doors to healing. When sorrow overwhelms you, consider asking yourself, what do I need right now? Whether it's rest, comfort, or solitude, honoring your needs aids in the renewal process. As we reflect on our journeys, let's celebrate the lessons learned from grief and renewal. Share in the comments how your experiences have shaped your life. What insights have you gained? How do you envision nurturing your path toward healing and welcoming new beginnings? This journey is not linear. It is filled with twists, turns, and unexpected moments. Yet through this process, we have the power to embrace the light of renewal, transforming our pain into purpose. Let's remember that as we navigate these complexities together, we not only support ourselves, but uplift one another. As we near the end of this exploration, let's recognize that healing comes in many forms. Each of us is crafting a narrative marked by shared experiences, resilience, and ultimately, love. Emphasizing what we've learned, we can confidently approach the future, finding strength in our connections and celebrating the beauty of renewal. So, as we step forward together, let us illuminate each other's paths, reminding ourselves that while grief can feel overwhelming, renewal offers the promise of new beginnings. Embrace this journey, courageous and unified, and celebrate the intricate dance between life, loss, and the enduring spirit of hope. In sharing our stories and experiences, we construct a quilt of understanding that spans beyond our individual journeys, supporting one another as we navigate the beautiful complexities of existence. As we come to the final chapter of our exploration of grief and renewal, it's vital to reflect on the journey we've taken together. We've delved into the complexity of emotions, learned the importance of connection, and discovered the transformative power of renewal. Each step along this path has equipped us with tools for understanding, healing, and ultimately embracing the dual realities of love and loss. In this last segment, let's take a moment to acknowledge the profound nature of endings and new beginnings. Just as winter gives way to spring, our experiences with grief can foster unexpected growth. The end of one chapter can signal the start of another, allowing us to chart a new course filled with hope and purpose. Think about a time when you experienced a significant change. Could it be that this change, though initially painful, ultimately opened doors to opportunity and insight you hadn't anticipated? A poignant aspect of this journey is the way in which loss can lead to a deeper appreciation for life. It teaches us the fragility of our existence and encourages us to cherish each moment. How often do we go about our days forgetting to express gratitude for the simple joys? When was the last time you paused to appreciate a beautiful sunset, a warm meal, or a friend's laughter? These moments can become beacons of light amid the shadows of grief, reinforcing the significance of living fully. As you continue to navigate your own experiences with grief, I encourage you to think about ways you can cultivate resilience within yourself. This could mean setting new goals, exploring hobbies that resonate with you, or even creating rituals that honor your loved ones. The act of remembering can nurture our hearts, allowing us to carry our love forward in meaningful ways. Have you considered engaging in activities that remind you of those you've lost? This could be planting a garden, writing letters, or even sharing their stories with others. While the art of renewal may require us to confront uncomfortable feelings, it can lead to genuine transformation. Embracing the uncomfortable may involve facing doubts and insecurities, or exploring old memories you thought were buried. What emotions arise when you think about your journey? Engaging with these feelings rather than suppressing them can provide a clearer path toward healing and growth. It's essential to recognize that healing is non-linear and deeply personal. Some days may feel like a step backward, while others may reveal moments of profound joy. Remember, the process is not about rushing toward a destination, but rather embracing each twist and turn as you travel your unique path. What lessons have you learned from the times when progress felt slow or elusive? Additionally, don't underestimate the power of gratitude in your renewal journey. Maintaining a gratitude practice can shift your perspective, opening your eyes to the blessings they may offer even amidst loss. By taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you are thankful for, you actively cultivate a mindset that recognizes hope and light amidst the darkness. What are 3 things you could express gratitude for today, even if they seem small? Before we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to envision how you want to carry this renewed sense of purpose forward. What steps can you take to honor the journey of grief while simultaneously diving into renewal? Perhaps it means connecting with others in meaningful ways or advocating for a cause that resonates with you and your loved ones. By sharing your experiences, you contribute to a collective story that epitomizes the human condition. As we finish this chapter together, let's hold on to the insights gained from our shared journey. The essence of love is an enduring thread woven throughout our experiences, reminding us that grief is intimate yet universal. As you continue to heal and embrace renewal, remember to celebrate the resilience of your spirit and acknowledge the unique tapestry of your life. Finally, let's take a moment of silence to reflect, remember, and honor those who have touched our lives. In this space, let the weight of grief transform into the strength of renewal, guiding us as we carry their memories with us. Whatever challenges lie ahead, we are equipped to face them with compassion for ourselves and for each other. So, step boldly into this new chapter. Embrace the richness of life, the complexity of loss, and the beauty of connection. Our shared stories form a resilient bridge that unites us in a dance between existence and memory, hope and healing. Together, we promise to navigate this beautiful, intricate journey, hand in hand, one step at a time.